What's up guys, it's SoloDF back with another video. Now today, and I'm sure you guys can already tell, we're doing something very different. Today we are not on 2K, we're going to be ranking every single 2K event that has ever happened in the history of 2K, going all the way back to 2K15 all the way up to current day in 2K20. Before we get into ranking each of the 2K events, and if I scroll down here, you guys see that there is a lot of events. I think there's like 27 events or something like that. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't already. Let's aim for 200 likes, and also make sure to turn on post notifications to my channel. I upload basically every other day and stream often. And also make sure to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. We're about to hit 13,000 subscribers. Alright, so how this is going to work is we have 26 events. I actually just counted them all up. We have events from 2K20 like Basketball Gods, and then we have events from 2K15 like Rival Day. And I know the pictures aren't too clear, but you know, I'll explain which is which, and you can kind of get the gist of them from just kind of looking at it. So I'm going to be placing these 26 events and ranking them in these different tiers. So the top tier is the GOAT tier. That's the, the best of the best events. There's probably not going to be too many events in that. And then we have the amazing tier, the good tier, decent, bad, and then absolutely tragic. And if you're in the absolutely tragic tier, like, that event should not have even been in 2K in the first place, if we're being honest here. So you guys can kind of play along in your head, or even like leave a comment or something, as I'm doing these rankings. Like say Puma Mania here is like your favorite event, which I'm sure a lot of people love that, and I put it in the absolutely tragic tier. Like you can leave a comment, like just let me know if I made a wrong decision while I'm making this video. Alright, but let's get started with the rankings, and we're starting with 2 times rep in the rec center. And also I want to mention real quick, I feel like there's going to be a ton of events in this bad and absolutely tragic category. Like 2K has just messed up on a ton of events. But for double rep in the rec center, I don't know about you guys, but I like this event. And I'm feeling, honestly, I could go amazing, but I'm going to go good. Just because it sometimes is hard to get like the full team, 5 people. But if you have a playmaker and a slasher, you can grind rep in the rec center. And if you have a good squad together, you're going to be grinding and farming a lot of rep. So that's why I decided to put it in the good tier. And also I might change this up, like when I look at it at the end, I might swap around some different things. So I'm just gonna warn you guys now. Next up is the 3v3 pro event. So this is the event from 2K19 where it was in the tents. I don't know about you guys, like I like the idea of the event, but to be honest, this event is going to go in the bad tier for me. Like, it wasn't absolutely tragic, but I'm pretty sure like you had to win like 4 games to win the event, and on like the 3rd or 4th game you would be playing basketball in the bleachers. Like if you played 2K19, you play this event, you know what I'm talking about. Like the game would glitch and you would literally be playing basketball in the crowd. Like it was so broken. Next up is beats, and I'm not talking about Park After Dark. As you guys can see down here, we do have Park After Dark, so that's separate from beats. But for beats, it's just double rep for a few hours. I don't know, kind of honestly it changes like each event. It's like a different amount of time for how long the event will be going on. But I'll put beats in the good tier. Like it's like nothing crazy, but it is still solid. It's double rep for however many hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, however long it is. It's still double rep, and the event is honestly solid. It's not the worst thing in the world. Next up, we have Basketball Gods, which is a 2K20 event. It's new to 2K20, and this is honestly one of my favorite events. If you guys don't know what it is, you get a team together, and it's basically top 5 teams, I believe, win the event, and it's top 5 teams with the highest win streak. So I'm going to put Basketball Gods in the amazing tier. I don't know what you guys would put it in. It's not GOAT tier. It's definitely not that fun, that crazy, but I do think it is a fun event trying to go on a win streak. It's not rep based like some of these other events where you have to like force throwing lobs and all that. It's a pretty fun event, so that's why I'm going to put it in the amazing tier. All right, now we got the Big Top Challenge, and like, to be honest, like I don't know who thought of this idea. Like, was it Mike Wang? Probably not, because he's more like gameplay. But like, who thought of this? Like, this is not a good idea. Like honestly, if you played this, you have to like shoot like free throws on a mini basketball hoop. You gotta like play cage games. Your head is big on your player. Like I just don't get the concept. It's gonna be the first ranking in the absolutely tragic. Like this, I'm sorry, but Big Top is like an absolutely tragic event. Like who thought of that? Honestly, it's not fun to play. It's like 6 hours long. It takes like all 6 hours to finish. The rewards are bad. It's just such a bad event. Like I'm sure you guys can agree with me. Next up, and I know this picture is kind of hard to see, but this is gonna be double rep in the cages, and I don't even want to spend too much time on this. Like, who plays cages? This is going in the absolutely tragic tier as well. All right, so we're 6 events in. I want you guys to go in the comments right now and tell me how I'm doing. Rank it 1 out of 10 and put the timestamp where we are in the video so that I know, what part you're talking about. Say like however far we in, and then rank it 1 to 10. We got 6 events on here. Let me know. All right, the next event is Boot Camp, and this is a 2K20 event. And this one is hard to rank, to be honest, because earlier on in the year, It was hard. You know, people were glitching 99s into the event. If you guys don't know boot camp, you have to play on a 75 overall, and that's one thing that I don't like about it. So I'm going to put it in the decent tier. Some people could argue it's in the good tier. Some people could argue it's in the bad tier. But I'll go like somewhere in the middle in the decent tier. I don't really like how you have to play in a 75 overall. And that's mainly why it's indecent. But other than that, it's like, it's not the worst event. It is rep based. But I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'll put it in the decent tier. Next up, Court Conqueror. You know, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm going to put it in the decent tier. You know, it's rep. If you get a good strategy going, you'll get a good amount of rep. The rewards are, you know, you'll get a jersey, some VC. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is against AIs, but I'll just throw that in the decent tier. All right, now we have Dodgeball, and this is from 2K19. Some of you guys might not remember it. It's not really like a 2K event. Like, you're not playing basketball, but it was just something that would happen in the park, and it would give you VC. I think it was like, I think they changed it throughout the year. It was like 100K VC at one point and 25K VC. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna, honestly, it's either good or decent tier, to be honest. I'm gonna put it in the good tier, because like, just why not? Like, it was just free VC. Like, like, no one was really mad at Dodgeball, to be honest. Like, it was free VC, so I'll just throw that in the good tier. Next up is the doubles event from 2K19. You know, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. It was very similar to the 3v3 event from 2K19. I'm just gonna throw it in the bad tier, because I think it was the same thing. You know, good idea behind it, but sometimes it would glitch and you would end up playing in the crowd. All right, we still don't have anything in the GOAT tier, so I wonder what the first event will be to go in GOAT tier. But next up, we have the Formula event from 2K20. And this event, you know, it was amazing. I'm going to be honest. It was solid. You know, it is a rep based event, but it's honestly not the worst thing in the world. It was amazing, but I'm dropping it down to good, because whose idea was it to increase this event to 8 hours long? You have to finish 80 laps of, each lap is 8,750 rep. Like, whose idea was it? I might throw a screenshot up of me playing Formula, you know, on Saturday or whatever it was. I played for 7 hours and I barely lost. Like, I lost by like 15 minutes. Like, I finished all 80 laps. It took me 7 hours and I didn't win. Like, this event is just, it's tough now. It's really hard to win, I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to put it in the good tier. Actually, I want to make a correction on what I just said. It is easy to win. It just takes so long. So that's why I dropped it down. All right, next up we have Gold Rush. And Gold Rush has been around for a few years now. And, you know, this is one of the most controversial events of the entire video on what tier it should go in. Right now in your head, real quick, what tier do you think it should go in? Let me know. But, you know, it's a good event. I'll put it in decent right now. That's not where I'm going to end up putting it. I'm just putting it there for now. It's a good event. You know, I like the idea of it. It gets more people in the stage. Double rep, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, good idea behind it. But I'm moving it down to bad, because the only people that win the Gold Rush jersey and all that are the boosters. Like, this 2K needs to fix it. They need to ban the boosters. They need to do something about that, and they just don't. And that's why this event is just bad, because boosters are the only people that ever win this event. Now, I'm not talking about the shorts, because you can get top 50 and win the shorts without boosting. You know, many people have done it. But for the top 10, it's literally broken, and only the boosters win. All right, next up, and this picture is kind of hard to see, but this is the High Rollers event. Now, in 2K15, this wasn't an event. This was permanent in the game. So what High Rollers is, it's like Anti-Up, but it's like Anti-Up on steroids. The courts are way higher amounts. So in 15, it was permanent, and then in 16 and 17, and I think 18, it was just an event. So it would come, you know, every once in a while, and the courts in Anti-Up would be, you know, way higher. It would be like 50K, 25K. I think it was 50K in like 15, and then the other years it was just 25K. And, you know, I wasn't really a sweat back then when this was like a big thing back in like 16, 17. But I used to watch streams, and I could just imagine if it was back, because these were like high intensity games. People were making a lot of VC, and basically whenever it came out, everyone was just running the High Rollers. Like, it was just such a good thing for like 2K. So this is going to be the first event that I put in the GOATs here. Like, it's either amazing or GOAT. Like, some of you guys might disagree, but if they brought this back, like, it would just be so hyped. Like, people used to stream in the High Rollers, pulling a ton of viewers, just streaking High Rollers, like playing for so much VC. You could have some intense series in the High Rollers. Like, I'm telling you guys, this is a really good event. Next up is King of the Court. I couldn't find a real picture for it, so I had to use one of Power's thumbnails. But I'm pretty sure this was similar to the 2v2 and 3v3, how you would eventually be playing a game in the bleachers and it would just be really messy. If I'm wrong, then you guys could let me know, and you know, I'd probably move it up to decent, but I'm pretty sure it was glitched, so that's why it's going to the bad tier. Alright, this next event is Mountain Dew, and this was in 17 and 18. Some of you guys might not know what this event is, so I'm going to kind of explain it real quick, but I don't want to make this too long. Basically, you had a certain amount of lives, and then there would be courts around the park with a certain points amount on each court. Some courts would be higher than others, and if you lost, you would lose your lives. Basically, when you ran out of lives, you're out, and whoever the highest amount of points by the end of the event would win. But yeah, it's a very hard event to win, and this was one of the first 2K events. So like back in 2K17, this event was so hyped up that I'm gonna put it in the amazing tier. Like, it could go GOAT tier, it can honestly go lower, but the thing with this is that there was some boosting that went on, but it was nowhere near the amount of boosting that goes on in Gold Rush. It was mainly like YouTubers would be playing on one of the higher amount courts and their fans would just pull up, so a lot of the YouTubers would win Mountain Dew. And I feel like if Mountain Dew were to be brought back today, then it could turn into a Gold Rush where there's a ton of people boosting, but it wasn't, you know, back then it was really hyped, so that's why I'm going to put it in the amazing tier. Next up is Park After Dark, aka Lag After Dark, one of the worst events in 2K history, and I'm sorry if you had to play through this, because like, let me just throw this in the absolutely tragic tier, because that's where it belongs to be. Like, this event was straight error codes and just lag. Like, it's like Beats, but it was like the first year that they had it. It was in 2K17, and like, oh my god, it was bad. It was just error code after error code. Okay, this next event is Protect the House, and I know it's small, but just, this is Protect the House, just believe me. But I'm gonna put it in the decent tier. It's similar to Basketball Gods, but Protect the House just had some flaws, and 2K19 had a lot of delaying and stuff. It was just kind of hard to play at times, and you get a lot of error codes. All right, next up, and I mean, you already know where this event is going. This is Puma Mania. It doesn't say Puma Mania on the thing, but you could see what the guy's doing. He's getting infected. Do I even have to say where I'm putting this event? This is an easy GOAT tier, and I want to put it at the front of the GOAT tier, because just, oh my god, 2 times rep. I just got a sub, thanks for the sub. 2 times rep, 3 times rep on the next day, and then 4 times rep. Like, there's never been an event like this. Just, I don't even have to talk about it. Puma Mania is just insane for rep. Alright, the next event is controversial, and this is Red Ball, Blue Ball. And if you're like most of the 2K community, the only time you played this event was when the VC glitch was going on in Red Ball, Blue Ball. So if we're talking about the VC you got from it, which they ended up taking away, I mean, it could go like amazing tier, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about the real event. I'm gonna put it in the bad tier. Like, no one really has time for that. I mean, you do get a jersey. I don't know if you get boosts from it. I don't think you do, but like, no one has time to run around the park collecting red or blue balls and then shooting them in the hoop. It's just a weird event. Honestly, it could go in the absolutely tragic. You know, when I make my changes at the end, it might change tiers, but I'm gonna put it in the bad tier for now. The next event on the list is Reese's. If you guys don't know what this is, this was in 2K19, and I guarantee some of you guys forgot about this. I'm gonna throw it in the decent tier, because what Reese's was, honestly, it could go bad, but I'm gonna put it in the decent. It was 1 hour of double rep. It was like 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. On 2K19. Not a lot of people would wake up for that because it was so early, 9 a.m. on like a Saturday, I think it was. But like, why not? Like, that's decent. Just getting double rep, just like double rep is better than no rep, so I'll take it. The next event, and it's kind of hard to see, this is one of the oldest events. It was in 2K15, 16, and 17 when we had park affiliations, and this is Rival Day. And this event, honestly, isn't that good. It's more like nostalgia. Like, it's more like a nostalgic thing that people want to bring back, but if it actually came back, like, I feel like people wouldn't actually think it's that cool. But I'll put it in the decent tier. You know, it was something. Back in the day, there wasn't a lot of events, so when something did come out like this, people were kind of hyped about it, but it was nothing really that crazy, so I'm just gonna put it in the decent tier. The next event is one of my favorites. It is Ruffles. We've seen it since 2K18, so 2K18, 2K19, and 2K20. And I'm going to put Ruffles in the amazing tier. You know, it is somewhat rep based, but it's not really like you're forcing lobs or anything like that. And like, there's no flukes. Like, if you win Ruffles, then you're pretty good. Like, no one really wins Ruffles that's bad, so I kind of like the competitiveness of Ruffles. And overall, it's just a pretty solid event, so I'm putting in the amazing tier. Next up, we have the Rush tent. So I'm talking the 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3. I just kind of lumped them all into the same one, and I'm going to put this in the decent tier because you're getting double rep while playing this event. So, you know, it's something like Reese's, like some of these other events in this tier, Court Conqueror, you know, it's double rep. So like that's decent. There's no really downside to this event. Next up is Top Crew from 2K19, and I'm going to put this in the decent tier. This is somewhat of another controversial one. I kind of like the setup. It's similar to Protect the House. Like, it has a good setup, but it has its flaws. And like a lot of people were running Top Crew because there was this glitch last year where you could just join the same team. Like, basically you had to make a crew and you could have a ton of people on the same crew playing under that crew, just racking in wins basically for the same crew, and it was just a glitch. And so basically a ton of people could win on one team when it wasn't supposed to be like that. So basically, like, a lot of people had Top Crew and they shouldn't have, so that was kind of broken. All right, we're filling the tiers out. We have 2 more events to go, and before I finish, because some people might skip to the end and just see the end of the tier, while I'm still filling this out, I want you guys to go in the comments and comment loyal if you're still watching, because this way I'll know. Because like, no one's just gonna skip to when there's 2 events left and just see this. But yeah, just put loyal in the comments so that I know who made it this far. The next event on this list is Treasure Hunter. So this is a new one from 2K20, and basically you have to complete challenges and then you get double rep, triple rep, and you might even get 4 times up. I'm not sure. I don't think you do, but I'm gonna put it in the good tier. You know, who really can get mad at 3 times rep? I know you have to do the challenges, but if you knock the challenges out quick, you have 3 times rep, so that's gonna go in the good tier for me. The next event, and this is the final event on the entire ranking, is Top Dog from 2K19. And this event, you know, it's kind of controversial. It's a solid event. It's not really comparable to like where's the event, Top Crew. Like, I would say it's a little bit better than Top Crew. It is like kind of points, like my points based, and it can be fluky at times, but you know, there's one winner, and I kind of like that competitiveness to it. So I'm gonna put it in the good tier. It's not a bad event. It's decent, good, you know. I'll put it in the good tier. All right, so since I just finished placing all the events in their own tiers, I wanted to make a few changes, and I was looking at this. There's a few that you could argue. Like, you could argue maybe moving Mountain Dew, maybe not really Ruffles. I think that's solid in the amazing tier. You could argue moving Reese's down to maybe the bad tier, but honestly, like, it's double rep. I'll just leave it in the decent tier. And then maybe Gold Rush, you could argue move it up or whatever, I don't know. But the one change that I want to make is High Rollers. Like, High Rollers is a really good event, and I'm sure some of you guys would agree with that. But when you compare it to Puma Mania, like, nah. Like, Puma Mania is on its own tier. Like, come on. But I don't know. High Rollers is still a really good event, but when you compare it to Puma, nah. I gotta have Puma Mania on its own tier. Puma Mania will be the only event in the GOAT tier. All right, if you made it this far into the video, quickly go in the comments and just comment green light so I know who made it this far, because I actually want to know who made it this far. But also, you guys see the full rankings. These are my final rankings for the events. Let me know, like, rate my rankings 1 out of 10. Let me know in the comments 1 out of 10 what you would give my ranking. I appreciate everyone that made it to this point in the video, because you guys are my true supporters. And if you want to see more content like this, please let me know, because I'm not really going to go out of my way to make more videos like this. I'm probably just going to go back to making more 2K videos, but I do like making videos like this. It's just like, I'm not going to make them if a lot of my subscribers don't like them either. So please let me know in the comments if I should make more videos like this. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Y'all niggas hate on me, hate on me. I'm getting money, what the fuck can you say to me? Y'all bitches cry for me, cry for me, cry for me. If you my nigga, then you ride for me, ride for me. Yeah, you a cheese, but you a dog to me, dog to me. Baby, you see me, get no love from me, love from me. I keep a hoodie, cause it's cold to me, cold to me. So when y'all see me, y'all gon' know